Hi, I'm Anthony O'Flynn. I'm here to assist you in transforming your inner landscape and support you on your journey of awakening. The power of creation. We all have this ability to create, and I had an interesting experience I'd like to share with you. I was facilitating a retreat recently, and I gave a presentation on how to live an inspiring life. Some days after the retreat had concluded, I woke up with a very strong feeling of this energy of the power of creation. It was like I had some sort of subconscious opening, or I had some dream state. I'm not exactly sure what really occurred, but this feeling of the power that we all have to create was really impressed on me overnight. It was almost like I woke up with this thought sequence that was churning around my mind, not to overlook and forget this power that we have to create. And it really stuck with me. It really made an impression on me, so much obviously that I'm making this video to share this experience with you. And what came from it was a reinforcement or a great reminder that we are all co-creators, and we all have this power of creation, this ability to create. And it's a very positive, reinforcing message, because sometimes we overlook it. Sometimes we can get complacent and not understand that we all have this innate power to actually create. And often we think of the ability to create as something very complicated, in the sense we would be painting or making a sculpture or recording a piece of music, or something that we think of as being essentially very creative. But in fact, our life is actually creative. We're actually creating our life continually. So it can be as simple as cooking a meal, or making a playlist, or even creating a conversation, like an engaging conversation. So this power of creation, we're actually using it, we're bringing it into this manifestation all the time. And what we should be aware of is that we have this potential, this ability to draw from the source, which is the non-manifestation, the part that is static, the part that has all this creative potential, and then we can manifest it. That we manifest this idea that comes into being. So ideas by themselves, they are just the beginning of the process of creation, but they are significant because from the spark, the origin of the idea, comes the ability to put a project into action, to do this goal, to achieve this goal, whatever it is. And often people, when they want to create something, they get overwhelmed. They become overwhelmed in the process. They can see that there's so many blocks, so many obstacles, and all these sorts of things, and feel that the journey is just too big. And it often stops us from achieving those life goals, that satisfying thing of a completed project, whatever it may be. It's really only significant that it means something to us in the end. But the real key to overcoming this overwhelm and bringing things into the world, creating things, is to understand that it's really a process of breaking things down into little goals, into little steps. And that's why this African proverb is so significant, that if you wish to move mountains tomorrow, you must start by moving pebbles today, moving stones today. So this is a reflection of this wisdom, that we should focus on the small task, and lots of little actions eventually start to accumulate, becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And then of course we are creating something possibly gigantic. And again, that's always something relevant to our own life, to our own journey, to what we actually experience, what we learn, how we grow from this power of creation. Power of creation is also what we're creating for ourselves emotionally, what we create for ourselves mentally, because often we don't understand that we are emotional beings, and that our emotions are really directly influence the quality of our life, the quality of our inner journey, our inner reality. And we need to take responsibility for that. So that would be the first step in creation, is asking the question, what is it that I'm creating? And perhaps even at a deeper level, why? And in what way does that serve me? So when we start to have that reflection, that contemplation, we can start to become the masters of our own destiny, the masters of our fate, because then we are taking personal responsibility for what we're creating. And of course, that's at an emotional level. If we're just stuck in victim mode, then we're actually moving away from the fact that we have this ability to create. We're not embracing our power, this innate ability we have to create. And obviously, the sum total of reality on this planet is a co-creation from the collective. So we're all contributing to this collective vibration, consciousness, and so on. And the experience that we have on the planet today is obviously a reflection of our totality of the co-creative powers of the collective consciousness. Now, obviously, that's something that many people are looking to change now, that there is this inspiring wave of consciousness coming onto the planet, that people want to create something new. And so the real key to this is embracing the journey, embracing those challenges and working with the limitations that we have and co-creating what we feel called to, what our journey is significant, and in this way we can collectively co-create the new paradigm. Not everybody has a destiny of someone like a Mahatma Gandhi, but we can all play our part, because we don't need 80-90% of the collective to shift in order to shift the consciousness of the planet. It's not that many, it's not anywhere near that percentage of people. So when we understand that we have both this responsibility and also this gift of creating, we can start to see the innate power that we all have. And much of the control systems on the planet are actually attempting to disempower us, to create a disempowered state where we don't have that ability, that, you know, the world is having all these problems and there's nothing we can do. Well, that's exactly part of the agenda, to actually disempower the human soul. And I would suggest the opposite is true, that we all have the power and we all have this innate gift and also this innate responsibility to create. So really does start with the question, what is it that I'm creating? And I've really had this epiphany in regard to this, that I really had this reflection to think about, well, what is it that I'm creating and what would I like to create differently? So I hope that gives you something to think about. If you got something out of the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more to come. See you in the next video. If you're watching this, you are the shift.